Alright, 8th graders, this is part 2 into finding the slope. Now, again, it's still the ratio method. You might call it the 2-point formula because we can use any 2 points on the line to get that. So remember to find the slope passing through points 4, 8, and 3, -2. So we mark our first point as x1 and y1 values, and our second as x2 and y2 values, just like yesterday. We can find the slope, or m, by taking y2 minus y1, remember that's the change in y, or delta y, divided by x2 minus x1, so the second x value minus the first y value, which is the change of x. So we can say for this one in particular, we have y2, which is -2, minus y1, which is 8. Our signs are the same, so it's getting more negative. We're going to add them together and get -10. And that is all over our x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1, which is 4. 3 minus 4, our signs are different, so 4 minus 3 is 1, but it's negative because our bigger number is negative. So any number divided by 1 is that number, but these become positive because when we have two negative numbers in a multiplication or division problem, it becomes positive, right? So our slope between those two lines would be 10. Alright, we are going to use this formula. It's pretty much like yesterday, but we're kind of combining them into one fraction rather than doing one and then the other. Although you could see that I just did one and then the other, right? Alright, it just kind of makes it a little bit simpler and not as choppy. So here are some examples. -4, 2, and 5, 6. So remember, we want y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So we follow the order of operations still. We have to do the top, we have to do the bottom, then we do the top divided by the bottom, right? 6 minus 2 is 4. We're going to add the opposite here. So we have a 9. So our slope is 4/9. So that's what m equals. How about 5, -5, and 7, 3. Alright, once again, y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So we're going to add the opposite. We have 8 on the top. 7 minus 5 is 2. Now we have to simplify. 8 divided by 2 is 4. That's our slope, or m, right? Very good, guys. Let's do one more on this page, huh? Alright, how about 0, -2, and -6, 4. I want you guys to give this a go. Pause your video and write it out. y2 minus y1, oops, all over x2 minus x1. So on top, we're adding the opposite. negative 6 minus 0 is just negative 6. So we have a number divided by itself, which is 1, but we have one negative, so it's a negative 1. Do you see how that works, guys? Alright, I want you guys to be trying a couple more on your own before you work on the homework. How about negative 8, negative 5, and negative 7, 4. So remember, y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Give it a go. Pause your video. So 4 minus a negative 5 on top. Negative 7 minus a negative 8 on top. So we're adding the opposite on top. We're adding the opposite also on the bottom. Our signs are different now, so we find the difference. 8 minus 7 is 1. Our bigger number is positive. 9 divided by 1 is just 9. Okay? It's a pretty steep slope. Up 9 over 1, right? Excuse me. Alright, last one I want you to try before your homework. Remember, I want to see your work. 9, 8, and 5, 1. Pause your video. Pause it. Make sure you're doing it. y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Alright, our signs are different, a positive and a negative, so we're finding the difference. 8 minus 1 is 7, and our bigger number was negative. Our signs are different. 9 minus 5 is 4, and our bigger number was negative. So these are going to cancel each other out, so we have a positive 7/4. Alright, that is our slope, or m. Let me know if you're having any trouble. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a great Tuesday.